In the bustling city of Frankfurt, Germany, a young life was tragically cut short. 13-year-old Tristan Brübach vanished on a seemingly ordinary afternoon in 1998. What followed was a horrifying discovery and a chilling mystery that continues to baffle investigators to this day. Join us on Fireside Unsolved as we delve into the unsolved murder of Tristan Brübach, a case marked by disturbing details, lingering questions, and a relentless pursuit of justice. On Episode 88, The Unsolved Murder of Tristan Brübach. Born on October 3, 1984 in Frankfurt am Main, Germany, Tristan Brübach spent his childhood in the suburban areas of Höchst and Unterliederbach, on the outskirts of the bustling city. His early life was marked by a sense of normalcy, living with his parents Iris and Bernd Brübach. However, this normalcy was shattered in 1995 when Tristan's mother Iris tragically took her own life. This event undoubtedly cast a long shadow over Tristan's formative years, leaving his father Bernd to single-handedly raise their son. Despite the unimaginable loss of his mother at a young age, Tristan developed into a multifaceted young man. While described as shy and reserved in most social settings, a surprising confidence bloomed when it came to animals. Tristan would completely shed his shyness, readily approaching strangers walking their dogs. He'd engage them in conversation, his love for animals a bridge that transcended his initial awkwardness. This passion for creatures great and small stood in stark contrast to his tendency to wander aimlessly through his neighborhood. Content in his own company, Tristan seemed to embrace a life without a specific destination, his path marked by the exploration of his familiar surroundings. The last confirmed sighting of Tristan Brübach came on March 26, 1998. At 3:20 p.m., he was seen in Bruno-Asch-Anlage, a park situated directly across from the Frankfurt Höchst railway station. This seemingly ordinary afternoon, on a day like any other, took a horrific turn when Tristan vanished. School children returning home stumbled upon Tristan's body within the Liederbach tunnel, a passage running alongside the underground section of the Liederbach River. When police arrived at the scene, they found Tristan's body in a state that bore the brutal evidence of a vicious attack. He had been savagely beaten, rendered unconscious before being strangled. The final chilling act was a deep slash across his neck, the official cause of his death. A disturbing aspect of Tristan's murder was that all of his flesh between his waist and thighs had been removed with a sharp object. Left behind near the body, on a cold concrete block, lay the weapon. Initial hope for a suspect emerged when 3 teenagers, separate from those who had discovered the body, came forward that they had witnessed the murder from a distance. Their descriptions of the suspect would turn out to be invaluable. On April 7, 1998, just days after Tristan's funeral, a phone call reached police headquarters. On the other end of the line was a man identifying himself as the murderer.
Polizei? Hier ist Tristan Mörder. Wie bitte? Tristan Mörder ist hier. Sind Sie? Ja. Und Sie wollen sich selber stellen, oder was? Ja. Ja? Wo sind Sie denn jetzt? Frankfurt Höchst. Frankfurt Höchst? Ja, und wo dort? Am Höchst Bahnhof. Am Bahnhof? Ja. Umgebracht. Sie haben ihn umgebracht? Ja. Wie sehen Sie denn aus? Wie groß? 1,80. 1,80. Haare? Schwarze. Schwarze Haare. Lange oder kurz? Lange. Lange Haare. Nehmen Sie mich fest.
This potential confession was a development that demanded immediate and careful investigation. With renewed urgency, police raced to the location provided by the caller. However, upon arrival, they found nothing, and the caller has never been identified. A young girl, barely 12 years old, emerged as the first to encounter the suspect. Walking through the very same Liederbach tunnel where Tristan would meet his tragic death later that afternoon, she witnessed a man emerge from behind a bush. His appearance was unsettling, a hat obscuring his face, a single ponytail dangling precariously from beneath it. Several days later, a man, seemingly troubled and seeking help, approached a law firm. His cryptic statement, "I've only just been released from prison and I've already screwed up," gave the lawyer pause and made him remember the man's face. While the lawyer redirected him to a firm specializing in criminal cases, the man never visited the attorney he was referred to. His motives and connection to the case, if any, remain a frustrating unresolved mystery. By now, the descriptions and witness statements were combined to generate a composite sketch, which was then distributed to law enforcement worldwide. The investigation centered on a single prime suspect, a male believed to be between 20 and 30 years old. A distinctive detail, A cleft lip or a large scar on his upper lip, coupled with a generally unkempt appearance, created a clear image in the minds of witnesses who had seen him. Despite this widespread effort, no matches surfaced, leaving the perpetrator seemingly invisible. Then, a woman who had previously tutored Tristan saw the sketch on the news and came forward with a troubling revelation. She claimed to have seen Tristan just days before his murder in the company of a man strikingly similar to the man in the composite sketch. The woman further stated that she felt the man looked very familiar to her, suggesting a potential pre-existing connection between him and Tristan. However, the woman believed to be the last person to see Tristan alive at Bruno-Aschanlage provided a conflicting description. She described encountering Tristan alone at a park bench where they engaged in a brief conversation before she departed. Upon turning back, she witnessed two men flanking Tristan on the bench. This detail significantly narrowed the time frame for the abduction, placing Tristan with these unidentified individuals at approximately 3 p.m., mere minutes before his murder occurred about a quarter-mile away, in the Liederbach tunnel. The case now presented a chilling possibility of a potential killer with an accomplice. In 2016, the case took a dramatic turn when the Hessen State Office of Criminal Investigations began scrutinizing a man by the name of Manfred Seel, a seemingly upstanding citizen who had passed away 2 years prior in 2014. Seel's life appeared perfect: a stable job held for decades, a family, an active role in his community, and even participation in a jazz band. However, a horrifying truth emerged after his death. While sifting through his belongings stored in a rental facility, Seel's daughter stumbled upon a horrifying collection: human remains and diaries overflowing with nightmarish descriptions and sketches of murders. Authorities were in disbelief with the discovery, leading them to make Seel a suspect in the murders of at least 5 women and potentially as many as 9 between the years 1971 and 2004. This new development brought a dark cloud over Tristan's case, raising the chilling possibility that his murder could be linked to a prolific serial killer operating under the radar for decades. Despite the horrifying discovery of Manfred Seel's potential crimes, saying that he murdered Tristan was quite a leap. Seel primarily targeted vulnerable women on the fringes of society. Tristan, a young boy, did not fit this profile. Seel's victims primarily fell into vulnerable demographics: sex workers, those struggling with drug addiction, and individuals with mental illnesses. While the investigation acknowledged Seel's disturbing displays of sadism and the removal of body parts from his victims, a crucial detail remained absent: any concrete evidence linking Seel to Tristan. So, in October 2017, Frankfurt police officially ruled out Seel as a suspect. The Frankfurt and Main Prosecutor's Office remains committed to finding Tristan Brübach as killer. They are offering a substantial reward for any information that leads to a conviction, a powerful symbol of their dedication and hope for finding Tristan's killer. Someone out there holds the key to unlocking this mystery. A small detail, a whisper of information, anything that could crack the case wide open. Perhaps someone with a nagging suspicion, information they haven't considered important, or a recollection triggered by a news report or YouTube video. Any fragment of information could be the missing piece that brings this agonizing chapter to a close. If you have any details, no matter how insignificant they may seem, please come forward by contacting the Frankfurt am Main Prosecutor's Office, which we will leave in the description of this video. The murder of Tristan Brübach remains an open wound in the heart of Frankfurt, and the country of Germany as a whole. Despite a relentless investigation, years of searching, and a substantial reward, Tristan's killer walks free to this day. By seeking answers and holding those responsible accountable, we can honor Tristan's legacy and keep his spirit alive. Let's transform our grief into a powerful force for change, ensuring that Tristan's story continues to inspire and drive us towards a more kind and just world. Together, we can all make sure his memory endures, shining as a beacon of hope and resilience. Until next time, we'll keep your spot for you. Fireside.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fireside Unsolved. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Until next time, take it easy and be easy, you filthy bastards.